I've got gardens growing, got quiet days, clothes on my back, and food on my plate. I got friends to help me if I call for them. Well, I don't need anything that I don't have.
Hi, I'm Maisie.
And I'm Dylan.
And we're the Santa Barbara Middle School Teen Press, and we're here with
Glen Bachelor.
How did you come up with the idea for a benefit concert?
Well, the warming centers were up and running, and we knew that we only had enough money for some of the days to be open, and we wanted to be open every single day that it was, raining and cold. And so that's where the idea for Survival Santa Barbara came up, is that we wanted to make sure that there was never a night where someone couldn't go and get shelter. And so that was really the whole idea.
How have you been affected by homelessness?
Oh gosh, I think we're all affected by homelessness. Just walking down State Street, and and about half the people that we have working on the planning of this organization was either homeless recently or was homeless previously. So we have folks that have been homeless in planning this event, and so that has been incredible for me to be working with these people and understanding what they've gone through and what they still go through. So it's been amazing.
All right. Well, thank you for your time.
Okay.
We're here with
Glen Phillips.
And we're the Santa Barbara Middle School Teen Press. So you've been doing a lot of benefit concerts over the years. How did you stumble upon Survival Santa Barbara?
Through Aaron McEmrys, who's the minister at the Unitarian Church in town. He just walked into the room. But he had told me about it and kind of got me in touch with Doug, who was putting this on, and they asked me to play. So there you go.
You've written a song called Thankful. How has helping the homeless made you more thankful?
Well, how is helping the homeless? I don't feel like I've done a lot to help the homeless playing a concert. I mean, certainly living in Santa Barbara and seeing the incredible inequity makes me feel really thankful for what I have. I mean, we live in a town where the contrasts are kind of crazy, because we have, average home price being over $2 million, and at the same time the city's spending money on making sure that, benches at bus stops are as uncomfortable and impossible to lay down on as possible. And that's kind of the attitude towards the homeless, is to make it more and more inconvenient for them to be in public, and generally more humiliating, which does absolutely nothing to stop the problem at all. So, I mean, for us, I think to have an attitude of, remembering the humanity and remembering that this is a class issue and an economic issue, and also a moral issue. If we look at these people as something to be swept away and gotten rid of, or if we look at them as members of our community who we're underserving. And the thing that this group of people does is they remember that they're just as much a member of this community as we are. And they make sure that on nights when it's fatal to be outside, they have a safe place to be, that they can sleep the whole night through. It's like the most basic thing there is just shelter for a night when it's too cold to sleep outside. So, pretty basic.
If we see a person on the street, like a homeless person on the street, what can we do to help?
I mean, the easiest thing is just say hi. I mean, I was talking to a woman earlier who's a social worker here, and she said the main thing is like eye contact. Say hello. Act like they're a person on the street who's looking at you, and not like they're something you have to shut out of your mind because you can't deal with them. And that's day-to-day interaction. That's step number one.
If you could lead the world in one song, what would that song be?
Oh, I would probably choose something really, really despicable, just for humor. I don't know what it would be. I would have to think about it a good long time. I would like it to be a grand joke. It's a terrible thing to say, but I would probably play it for humor potential instead of great uniting.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, we're here with
Aaron McEmrys.
In your sermons, you talk a lot about love and social justice. How has a project like this support that?
Well, I guess all I can say about that is that in any religion that's worth anything, either you try your best to live your values, you really live your beliefs, or you don't. And you know, in our congregation, we believe in love above all of the things. We believe in justice for everyone. And so for us, it was a no-brainer when people came to us and said there are people dying on the streets of Santa Barbara and we can help. It took about 4 seconds for us to decide, well, we're going to start by opening up our doors. We're going to start by getting blankets and hot food. And then after that, it all kind of snowballed. And now it's over the whole county. And so for us, I would love to say there was like a grand plan, but really there wasn't. People were dying and we needed to do something about it, so we did what we could.
How have you been affected by homelessness?
I think I have been really fortunate. I've been really blessed in my life. I have always had a place to sleep at night. I've always had enough food to eat. But I think that homelessness has affected me a great deal. Because every time I see someone who's got nowhere to go and got nothing to eat and has no hope, a little part of me kind of dies, you know? Here's another person, and it could just as easily be me if I were in their shoes. And so I know that I can't fix homelessness. I know that all of us together, we can make a lot of progress. I don't know if we can fix it and end it, but I do know that every time we treat a homeless person the way we would want to be treated, like a person with dreams and hopes and fears, the world gets a little bit better.
If we saw a homeless person on the street, what could a kid like me do?
Well, I guess like I was saying to Maisie, the most important thing you can do is just see them. You know, really see them as a person, just who started off just like you, you know. A lot of people look at homeless people as if they're like robots or mannequins or invisible, and all that does is hurt them, you know, on top of everything else. And so you can start with that. The second thing you can do is you can support our warming centers, either as a volunteer or in about 1 million other ways. Things like warm clothes, clean socks, new shoes, all those things that are not super expensive to us can make the difference between someone freezing to death on the streets or living to see another day. And there are a lot of projects like that all over Santa Barbara, the Organic Soup Kitchen, Casa Esperanza, our warming centers. And so the first thing is it starts by seeing someone and looking at them in the eye and saying, "You're my neighbor. I see you." And then from there are about a gazillion practical steps you can take, and none of them are super hard.
You're a storyteller. If you saw a homeless boy or girl on the street, what story would you tell them?
That is the hardest question I've been asked in a really long time. I think I don't know if I would tell them a story. I think probably what I would do is ask them to tell me their story. I think that I would want to hear their story, because one of the things I do is I listen to people's stories and then I share them with as many people as I can. And I probably could come up with a funny story or a poignant story that would help them feel a little bit better. But I think probably underneath it all, I would be dying to know who they are and how they feel and what they dream about at night and what keeps them going day after day after day, because that is a story that can save people's lives, and that's the kind of story I want to tell.
Okay, thank you so much.
You bet.
I've got a roof overhead, stars if I choose, with no inch to fly, got no need to move. And I got almost nothing, but I understand that I don't need anything that I don't have. Don't need anything I don't have, I don't need anything. Thank you so much. Thank you. Take care.